Welcome everyone to Talia Talks podcast. You are here with your host, Talia Majdalawi. I hope you're all doing well and ready to take in this energy to lead with growth and inspired thoughts. What is happening, family? I love asking you all, how have you been? It is May already. Where is the time going? Where is the time going? Honestly, I took a month off. For those who actually follow my content, you guys know that it has been a solid minute since I have been on this, and it feels good. It feels good to be back and on the camera and focused and ready to just get it. I don't know. I have been just seeing people really getting after it, and I'm so proud of those people who have been getting after it. I was one of those people who had to take a step back after the new year, and just after last year, I just felt a whole wave of I don't know, a lot of emotion, and it's been good. After the month off, I feel good, and this is something that I want to bring to everyone's attention. It's good to take time off. And I don't know why people are always just a little bit against taking time off. Nah, you got to keep the hustle. You got to keep going. Screw that. You need to be strong. You need to, have thick skin and blah, blah, blah. It's yo, we're human beings. And I had just really felt overjoyed these past couple of days, within the last week, that I'm pretty much back on my wave, my grind. I follow Jaclyn Hill. She is a YouTuber, entrepreneur, a great YouTube influencer, and she pretty much she was just herself on this YouTube video. She pretty much gained weight, and the whole social media attacked her, blah, blah, blah. I'm just making a long story short. And she's yo, I'm human. I gained 40 pounds. She launched a business. Her first try failed. She launched again, and it's a success. Yo, we're human. This stuff happens. Hello, right? And this is where I'm getting at. It's the whole thing about fear, right? And it's we don't do things that we want to do because we fear the failure, right? We feel the stress. We feel, all this preconceived notion of dude, I'm going to fail. So I'm not even going to try, right? I'm not going to form good habits because I'm not going to try. So a month ago, I felt myself, gaining weight. And this is why I brought up Jaclyn Hill. I felt myself gaining weight. And it wasn't even weight, where I was oh my God, It was I wasn't feeling healthy, mentally, spiritually, physically. I felt just really, really drained. I wasn't spending my time with valuable people. I wasn't spending my time doing valuable things. I felt myself just working and being so freaking miserable. I felt myself spiraling down again. I went back to my doctor. I'm listen, I think I'm falling back into this depression. I'm falling back into this anxiety. Prescribe me something. She prescribed me something. I wasn't sleeping at night. I had insomnia. She was giving me these sleeping pills. I was knocking out with these pills every night. And I just felt myself really starting to spiral back into 2014, 2015. And I'm yo, this is not who I am. I've worked so freaking hard to be where I'm at to have to fall back to that, right? Absolutely not. It's so important to have goals and dreams, right? It's so important to have them, but it's how are we getting there is even more important, right? So for those who don't know, I'm a big reader. I love to read personal development books. I love to read books on just science and the way the world works, spirituality, history, books, right? Just books and entrepreneur things on entrepreneur life, blah blah. Books are very important, guys. I picked up a book called Atomic Habits, and this book was like a must read for me. Like, I've been dogging the pages of this book, Atomic Habits, and it talks about forming good habits, right? Like, we have to form good habits in order to reach these, benchmarks of quote unquote goals or success. So this author, James Clear, talks about an easy and proven way to build good habits and break the bad ones. Tiny changes equals remarkable results. So he talks about pretty much forgetting about the goals and focusing on a system. So I'm going to read a passage really quickly. We often expect progress to be linear. At the very least, we hope it will come quickly. In reality, the results of our efforts are often delayed. It is not until months or years later that we realize the true value of the previous work we have done. This can result in a valley of disappointment, where people feel discouraged after putting in weeks or months of hard work without experiencing any results. However, this work was not wasted. It was simply being stored. It is not until much later that the full value of previous efforts is revealed. I really relate to, the passages in this book, because that is exactly where I felt last month, right? The last month before I took this month off. I felt like, oh my God, I am just falling into a spiral of routine. My habits included routine. I would get up, I would, get ready for work. Mind you, I was only working part-time. Like, it's not like I'm working full-time, but I just felt myself just not happy. Like, I just got so used to going to work these 3 days a week. And then the rest of the days that I was off, like, my schedule kind of fluctuated and I was just all over the place. I'm like, this is not right. Something's off. Like, hold up. I stepped back and I had to reevaluate my situation. And I don't know if you guys can relate, where you find yourselves like literally repeating the same exact cycles and feeling like you're not getting anywhere. And of course, we got to leave things to faith and the higher power and the divine. That's absolute, right? Like, you have to. But then again, it's like, where am I going was how I was feeling. Like, I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. And when I started reading this book, I really came to terms, like, I need to set up a system. If my system is good and I can stay in the system of good habits and disregard the negative talk, the bad food, the bad company, the, agonizing days at work, and change my situation, then I would see better results. So, I don't know if I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but we have to create a system. We have to create a system where we're feeling like every single day is a little step closer to success, to what success means to us. So success for me is very different, from what success means to you. So I have a lot of projects that I'm working on. And I think that was also an issue. Like, I had so many projects I was working on, but I was so unorganized with how I was tackling down these projects. And when I picked up this book, I'm like, okay, like, every single day I'm doing a little bit of every single project. And at the same time, I'm taking care of my mental, my spiritual, and my body. Because that is very, very important. If our mental, our physical, and our spiritual is not in alignment, then there is an issue there. There's a huge imbalance, and I'm going to be talking about that in another podcast. I wanted to get on here, break the ice again, and talk about forming good habits, because this is my life, this is my journey, and I want it to be relatable to you. I think that a lot of successful people, or people on the media, they don't talk about, or they don't shine light on the negative parts or the potholes that they hit on their journey, and they only talk about and shine light on their good things. And I also read an article in a magazine recently, on an entrepreneurial magazine, and it pretty much talked about like how successful entrepreneurs are only talking about their billion-dollar deal or their successful projects, like when they pop off. And it's like, why aren't we talking about the times where we're picking up bad habits, the times where we're not organized with our schedule, the times where we're overspending, overthinking, overindulging? Why aren't we talking about that part? That part is what helps people like you and me, because we're like, oh, okay, like, we're human. This is normal. This is the normal part of the cycle, right? We're always going to have hiccups in life. That's no matter what. That's just human nature. Like, we're always going to be on a grind, and we're going to be get after it. And we're going to be seeing like the numbers go up and things go great, pounds shedding, blah, 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 blah. But then guess what? There's always, a storm that comes by. And then that's where we have to form that, good balance and say, and see that, hold on, wait a minute. I'm spiraling down into a foggy, cloudy road, right? So where is this, where is that spotlight for me that I can pull back and say, okay, I need to set up a system. It's not about the goals. And this is something that I also read from James Clear. He talks about having these goals and how important these goals are, right? But if you don't stick with the system, the goals mean nothing, right? Because once, let's say you have a goal, you reach that goal, then what? Then what? You're just there, and then, no, you have to keep climbing that ladder of success, right? If not, we just stay stuck. And I feel like that's where kind of I was. Like, I reached goals, and I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, hold up. Now what? Like, I still want this, and this, and this. And of course, it's just human nature that we're, selfish beings. And it's okay to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I want to be great so I can help my family, help people, help women, help children, help everyone, right? And that's what a person with this ambitious mindset is thinking, that they want to help people. They want to help their family, their friends, their children, right? People, a community, whatever it is. And it's like, that's great, but how are we going to continue to stride? And it's forming good habits. It's having good habits. It's dropping people that no longer serve you. It's cutting those, junk foods out of your diet. It's, getting up early in the morning and doing that quick workout. So, I used to train heavy back, a couple years back before dental hygiene school. I used to train every single day. And I was on like a really, really good habitual schedule with my fitness. And, it happens. I'm human. My body changes, and it's normal that, you have all these changes in your body, especially us women, like our hormones, blah, blah, blah. So I pretty much started jogging lightly, 20 minutes every single day. And it's just, you tell yourself this is a habit. This is a good habit. Right? And then you write your shit down. You're like, yo, this is what I want in my life. This is what I can get in my life. The universe is for you, and it's going to give it to you. You just have to form these habits, create this system that works for you and works with you. doesn't work against you. Sometimes we put this box around us like, nah, we can't do that. Like, no, we can't do that. No, you can do it. You just have to systemically organize it, create this system and organize it that works for you. Customize it to your liking, where you're going to be able to do this willingly. For all of my people out there that want to create content, that want to, go to hygiene school, that want to go back to school, that are in school right now, for the people that want to go, away a year from now, or travel the world, or, become an instructor, whatever it is that you want to do, put that in your mind. Put that in your heart, put that in your soul. You got to eat it, you got to feel it, you got to be it. And create habits that are going to get you there. And, of course, people are going to say, oh, we know this already. Guess what? It's common sense, right? But how many of us actually put that into work? I mean, I even found myself slipping. And I was like, yo, I can't do this. This is not for me. It is for you. It is for you. This is for you. This success is for everybody. But it's creating the system, the habits. It's, dropping things that don't serve you anymore and applying healthy, nutritious energy, food in your life, right? Food for your soul, food for your body, food for your mind, all of the above. So this was a quick podcast for you all. I'm just so happy to be back on here and talking about this with you all. I've done a lot of just spiritual healing throughout just my late teens into my mid-20s, and now I'm in my late 20s, and I'm just on the spiritual journey, and it's helped me so much. And I want to share all this information with you all. It's just so important to be aware, to open that third eye, and to really, really live your best life. But we need the sources. We need resources. We need the sources. We need to hear that there are people trying to level up, right? And we need to hear that, listen, we're going to have those slippery slopes. And we need to vibe with people that are on the same wavelength as us. So I'm just so blessed to have you all here, a part of my journey, and just wanting to listen. I love you all so, so much. And I can't wait to throw down another podcast and vibe with you guys. So thank you so much for the love, for the support, and I will catch you in my next podcast. Over and out.